Hello and welcome to this Tuts Plus series Tumblr Theming 101. In this video we're going to continue our look at theme operators and we're going to concentrate on blocks. Now in the previous video we had a look at variables. And as mentioned, variables are used to return content into our markup. However, the variables wouldn't work very well without something called blocks. Now, the official definition of blocks goes as follows. Blocks are either used to render a block of HTML for a set of data, like your posts, or to conditionally render a block of HTML, like a previous page link. And an example below, we have your markup, and then we have an example of a block. Now, like a variable, blocks will start and end with curly brackets. However, unlike a variable, blocks will also have a starting declaration and an end declaration, and blocks are also prefixed with the word block. So I would see this as a block named posts, and other blocks also have their name appended to the right. The way I look at blocks is kind of like conditions or loops. Like variables that we mentioned before, variables can return a wide variety and have a wide variety of purposes. The same with blocks. Not all blocks will loop content, not all blocks will check something exists. It depends on the name and the purpose that has been given to it. So in this example, as mentioned above, what we would like to do is we would like to return all of our posts inside here. Now, I know that because I've been doing Tumblr themes for a while now, but it is actually listed underneath the post section, so I'll have a quick look. So here is our block posts and the description. This block gets rendered for each post in reverse chronological order. The number of posts that appear per page can be configured under the Customize area for the blog on the Advanced tab. So what we are essentially saying here is if we add this to our theme, inside we would like to return our posts up until the limit that we have set for per page. Now, don't let that bog you down. Basically, all we're saying is that if we set 15 posts per page in our settings on the Customize area, inside here we will return 15 posts per page. So we'll only return 15 posts before pagination kicks in. Now, to demonstrate this better, I'm just going to go to the HTML editor again. I'm just going to include that block posts. Again, a quick word of warning, I shouldn't really be coding a theme like this, but this is just a demonstration. Usually you would have HTML markup, your body, etc., etc., and we will go over that in the next video. For the time being, I'm just going to use it like this. So what I've done here is I've declared my block posts, and what I would like the theme to do is to return each of my posts inside here. Now remember that the theme preview includes 7 demo posts. These posts are of the 6 post types plus 1 extra, which is a text post without a title. So if we go back to the documentation and click on posts, you will then see there is a block for text posts, for photo posts, for panorama posts, photo sets, quote, link, chat, etc., etc. So there is a block for each of the post types. Now for this video, we're just going to concentrate on the text post. So again, you can and should nest your blocks as long as they relate to its parent. So for instance, in this example, the text block relates to the post block, so it can go inside, so it's nested. And it's actually the only way that this would actually work. So what I am now saying is for my 7 posts in the theme preview, if that for each of my 7 posts, I think that's quite important to say for each. So whatever is in here will each of the posts will go through. So for each of the 7 posts, if that post happens to be a text post, do something here. Okay? Now, if I look down the list of variables, I'm just going to quickly steal post type, and basically this will return a string, which is the current post type. So if I include the variable, now remember variables return content, so we are expecting something back here, and click update preview, I get text. Now the reason is because what I'm stating here is for each of my posts, if that post is a text post, return its type here. Now if I move that out and just generally put it on here, every post type will qualify to use this variable. And if I click update preview, quote, photo, link, chat, audio, text. Okay? So if I do not include this inside a nested block, then all post types qualify for that. Now, to give you a better example of this, and again, just to reiterate that blocks can be used as a loop, or they can be used as a condition to check against something. So in this instance, this block post is being used as a loop, and this block text is being used as a condition, and the condition is if this is a text post, do something inside. Okay, now I'm just going to quickly scroll up. Now as you see, we've been to posts, and then underneath there are all the child blocks. So I'm going to use the text posts. Now what this is saying is for a text post we have these variables or blocks available. Okay, so we have a block title, body, etc. But for this example, I'm just going to use title and body. Now title will return the title of this post, and body will return the content for this post. So if I include my markup, damn me thinking there was auto completion. So that's title. And I'm just going to do some classy inline CSS. Okay, and then I'm going to say include my body. Now, if I include the variable name body, I will get the content back for the post. Now, it's worth mentioning at this point, another tip is to try and work out what content is going to be returned. Now, the Tumblr documentation is very good at giving you hints. So, for instance, just jump in here, photo post, the photo out variable, the variable name photo out will return a HTML safe version. So that will have anything that's HTML related stripped out. However, the body will return its content with HTML included. So inside my theme, I'm not actually going to wrap that in any markup that relates to text. Like I could wrap it inside a div if I wanted to control the width of it or the style of it. However, because I just want the content to come through naturally as it's been set up in the CMS on Tumblr, I'm just going to include the body variable. Now, if I click update preview, as you can see, we've returned 2 posts because we had 2 text posts. The first has a title, an example post, and then the content is underneath. Now, the second, even though it doesn't have a title, the heading has still been returned, or the markup has still been returned for the heading, and then the content's underneath. So just as we use text as a condition to check against whether or not the post we're dealing with at the moment is a text post, we would also use this block title to check if there is a post title. And indeed, the description says it there for you. Rendered if. So it's a condition if there is a title for this post. So what I'm going to do, and again, remember all blocks should close. Okay, and then click update preview. And now we have it. The second empty heading has disappeared because what we've essentially said here is loop our posts. If the current post is a text post, if the current text post has, oh, excuse me, I've made a mess there. If the current text post has a title, return the title, and then return the text post content. And click update preview, there we go. So again, blocks have more than one use. Just like variables, blocks can be used to loop, they can be used to check conditions, etc, etc. Now, in the next video, we'll be looking at the starting point for any Tumblr theme. And we'll be going through very quickly. I've created a starting point, so feel free to use that. We're going to go quickly through what it does, and then we're going to actually look at the theme design and work out our markup. We won't be using the Tumblr HTML editor, and that's another tip. I find this editor really difficult to use purely because of its simplicity. I don't know if I've been gifted by Sublime Text, but I prefer to write all of my theme markup offline in my editor and then paste it in here. So for the rest of the series, what we're going to do is we're going to write our theme markup in our editor, and then we'll be using a linked CSS file and styling the theme. So we're going to do all the HTML first, and then we're going to do the CSS and the responsive bits afterwards. And I think that's generally a good way for creating a Tumblr theme. I find it really odd to try and style markup that I can't see. So if we write all the markup first, we know exactly what we're going to style and exactly what selectors or what elements we can use. So as I mentioned, in the next video, we'll be making a start on actually coding our theme by looking at a starting boilerplate HTML thingamabob that I've created. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.